Coach from the heartland of America, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. Coming up, it's divisional round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Campbell. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there of 22.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, that he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Luck now to throw. Forced out to his left. Ebron caught left side. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Just the first quarter of the tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about it.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. J.J. Watt coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Out of the gun, Luck. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So no surprise of Vinatieri able to convert there. He is, of course, the owner of the NFL record for most postseason field goals.
Hard to believe he was undrafted coming out of college. And now here he is into his 40s, and he's still one of the best kickers around.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. He juked him. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, Strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Richmond! Come back! Tiger!
To throw on second is Watson. He's got Fuller. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Richmond! Come back!
Now a first down throw, Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Come back! Tiger!
On 2nd and 10, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To the air yet again. Watson steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best.
On the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Luck, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. He's going to go deep for Funchess. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. Luck throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
On third down, it's Hines. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And now out comes Houston. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play on third down for the Texans. And even 40 yards. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Here's Locke. Then he hits his tight end, Ebron. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. They go play action here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
12. Go ahead.
On 2nd and 10, Locke. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Yeah, he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Tiger. Come back. Tiger.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And McManus able to put it through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be...
He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A huge play that time for the Colts. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Locke. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And now the rookie's free. And it's a touchdown. How about that for a little jolt right before intermission?
You talk about taking momentum into the half with you, and so many teams have an emphasis on trying to score in the last 2 minutes of the half to carry that with them. It's not often talked about scoring on defense, though. That's extra mo.
And now they may take the lead into the locker room as well. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now a toss play. It's Hines. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Luck on 1st down. Going up top. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Off of play action, Locke. He sets to fire deep. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. Clock throwing again. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And here comes the Texans now. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Come back, come back. Down. Black 22. Black 22.
On 1st and 10, Watson being chased out left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
Two jet.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. And another timeout taken by the Colts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Tiger.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Watson now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down.
Come back. Two jet.
From the gun, here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup. So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, 3rd quarter. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run again with Foreman, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Tiger. Come back.
A shotgun snap for Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They're down here in the third quarter, trying to get something going. Going to the outside there didn't work out, though.
Yeah, and from the cheap seats and from where you and I are sitting, we did pay a pretty good price to get in here, right? You often wonder to yourself, why do you make that type of a call? That one went for no gain. But I think this offense thinks to itself, if we keep running these plays, eventually something may pop. It just didn't on that one.
They run again with Hines. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
He's going to air one out. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Come back.
Watson. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. He was looking for Daniels that time. Here's Matt. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And he takes it in for a Colts score. In for the score. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And now out comes Houston. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Richmond.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to... They've got his man. Complete. Hopkins, strong running. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 63 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people.
And this will be a touchdown. Deshaun Watson, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are in for 6. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
McManus now for the extra point. McManus's point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st and 10, Luck. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. He's picked off at his own 47, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker. Here's Watson to throw on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Watson on 3rd down. It's a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Houston. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off here, the 32. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Underneath for Miller. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Watson hands this to Foreman. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. Again, it's Foreman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now, before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. He's going to get it running right. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now McManus on to kick this one off. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 2nd and 10, Luck again. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Going for the deep ball. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw on 2nd is Watson, eluding the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Texans on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Watson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And the Colts coming out now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes...
And now here is another interception. It's J.J. Watt. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that everywhere.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when grab that one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Hey, green the line.
Now Watson looking to throw on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Justin Houston. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Reset. Hey, who ready?
Here's Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away into 4.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lot.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, it's Love. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 20, and put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
The veteran kicker, Robbie Gould, set to get us started. These folks are ready, and we are underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now they'll run it on the toss. Space to maneuver at the 40. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
They'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. Now Marino to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
First down, Mariota. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Randy Moss, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost like they had somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
Gould now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Leopard! Leopard!
First down, Marino. On the move to his left. And this is incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Marino on play action. On the crossing route, complete. That's Boyd. He got 29 yards that time.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there, taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete. And that is one, no doubt, that may come back to haunt them because the PAT tied it. They didn't need to go for 2.
I keep searching for an explanation. I know it's quick right here. I think I can search for the next year and not come up with anything that absolutely works. Kick the point, man. Kick the point. I don't get it.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. He'll rifle this one deep right. This is caught at the 20. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mariota now to throw on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Randy Moss, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And his kick is no good. Misses the PAT, a mistake.